Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit.
Marco Bezzecchi finally spoke up about Marc Marquez's dominance on the track. The Aprilia rider revealed that many MotoGP riders, including himself, often feel frustrated when battling Marquez, as the Ducati rider's racing style is considered extremely difficult to counter. According to Bezzecchi, one of the key reasons why Marquez is so difficult to beat is his ability to instantly read tire grip and track conditions, even when the bike is in less than ideal condition. He has an extraordinary instinct, especially during braking and exiting corners. When we think he'll run wide, he can actually take the corner sharper and maintain his speed, Bezzecchi said in a post-race interview. Bezzecchi also highlighted Marquez's extremely aggressive yet efficient body position. Marc always pushes the limits, even when others have already eased off. He can keep the bike stable even when the front is almost losing grip. It's not just about technique, but about courage and a very sharp feel, he added. Moreover, Marquez is also praised for his clever racing tactics. He knows when to attack, when to defend, and how to provoke opponents into making mistakes. Bezzecchi believes this is what makes Marquez seem unbeatable, not just because his bike is fast, but because Marc knows exactly how to maximize his advantages in every section of the track. Many riders have fast bikes, but not everyone can harness the bike's potential like Marc. He knows when to take risks and when to play it safe. That's what makes him a nightmare on the track, Bezzecchi concluded with a tone of respect. And here's some more information. Behind the intense competition of this year's MotoGP season, one name continues to steal the spotlight: Marc Marquez. Despite being sidelined due to injury and switching teams, the rider from Cervera is now back in full force with Ducati. But what exactly makes Marquez so difficult to beat? Aprilia rider Marco Bezzecchi recently shared his honest and in-depth perspective on Marc Marquez on the track. In an exclusive post-race interview, Bezzecchi didn't hesitate to call Marquez the most complete and hardest rider to face during track duels. He admitted that he had tried multiple times to match Marquez, but always fell short, both strategically and technically. Bezzecchi noted that there is more to Marquez than just speed. There is intelligence, experience, and a unique style that makes him impossible to catch. If you try to follow him, you'll think you can overtake him at the next corner. But what happens is you lose grip or go wide. He knows the precise braking points, even when the track conditions aren't ideal. His racing instincts are unpredictable, Bezzecchi said with admiration. One of the most notable things Bezzecchi discussed was Marquez's distinctive riding style. Unlike most riders who rely on stability, Marquez is comfortable with a motorcycle that's unruly or not fully stable. He often appears to be on the verge of falling, the front tire sliding, the rear end moving wildly, yet somehow, he manages to control the motorcycle and exit the corner faster than anyone else. His riding style is like a dance of death. Many riders fear when the bike starts losing traction, but Marquez seems to enjoy it. He knows when to be bold, and that's what keeps him one step ahead of us, added Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi also highlighted Marquez's psychological side and champion mentality. While other riders start to lose focus due to pressure or changing race conditions, Marquez seems to grow stronger. He knows how to read the situation, when to pressure his opponents, and when to hold back. He makes his opponents panic even before they can attack. That's not something you can learn overnight, he explained. Bezzecchi further revealed that Marquez is also highly skilled at utilizing slipstreams, maneuvering racing lines, and manipulating body position to achieve optimal aerodynamics. Small details often overlooked by spectators but crucial in lap time and position battles. Marc isn't just a fast rider, he's a smart rider. He knows the bike, knows the track, and knows his opponent's weaknesses. He treats every lap like a high-speed chess game, Bezzecchi concluded. Bezzecchi's honest admission highlights that Marc Marquez's dominance isn't just about having a fast bike or a big name, but a combination of sharp instincts, extraordinary technique, and an unshakable mindset. In the increasingly competitive era of MotoGP, Marc Marquez remains a major enigma for many riders, including those with bikes and skills on par with his. One thing is now clear: to defeat Marc Marquez, being fast alone isn't enough. It takes intelligence, courage, and extraordinary composure. And as Bezzecchi acknowledges, that's a combination possessed by only a handful of riders in the world. Aprilia rider Marco Bezzecchi candidly expressed his admiration and frustration over Marc Marquez's extraordinary performance following the 2025 Assen GP race. In a post-race interview, Bezzecchi stated that overtaking Marquez on the track felt like an impossible mission, and he couldn't understand why the Ducati rider was so difficult to beat. "I tried everything from the start of the corner to the final braking zone, but Marc seemed to know all my moves before I even made them," Bezzecchi said with a tone of wonder. Beating Marc Marquez? Almost impossible. I don't know why, but he always manages to maintain his racing line perfectly, leaving no room for error. The 2025 Assen GP serves as clear evidence that Marquez remains a dominant force in MotoGP, even amid fierce competition from young riders and bikes equipped with the latest technology. Bezzecchi, who performed competitively throughout the weekend, briefly closed in on Marquez in the final laps, but every overtaking attempt was thwarted by Marquez's signature precise and aggressive defensive maneuvers. "I think if there's one rider who's truly hard to read and overtake, it's Marc. He controls the bike like he's playing with us," added Bezzecchi. And here's the next information. The 2025 Assen Grand Prix left a profound impression on many riders, particularly Aprilia rider Marco Bezzecchi. Amidst the intense competition of this year's MotoGP season, Bezzecchi performed solidly and managed to stay in the leading group throughout the race. However, there was one moment that will likely linger in his memory: his futile attempt to overtake Marc Marquez. In a post-race interview, Bezzecchi didn't hold back in expressing how challenging it was to face the seasoned Ducati rider. With a mix of admiration and frustration, he said, "Beating Marc Marquez? Almost impossible. I really tried everything. I don't know why, but Marc is so hard to overtake. He knows exactly when to close the racing line, when to accelerate, and when to hold back. He rides like a maestro." Bezzecchi described how he tried various strategies, from late braking to slipstreaming on the straight, but all were thwarted by Marquez. According to him, Marquez has an above-average ability to read his opponents. Even when Bezzecchi felt he was in the ideal position to overtake, Marquez always had one extra move to defend. "I thought I had the perfect moment to attack in the last corner. But suddenly he changed his riding style, closed the line from the inside, and forced me wide. I almost lost my own position because I was too focused on finding a gap that never existed," explained Bezzecchi. The Assen GP itself was extremely intense. With track temperatures that were fairly favorable but grip that wasn't always consistent, many riders struggled to maintain stability. But not Marc Marquez. From the first lap to the last, Marquez demonstrated extraordinary control. He seemed unaffected by the pressure from behind, including from Bezzecchi, who had been trailing within less than half a second. Bezzecchi also noted that experience was a key factor behind Marquez's advantage. "I think it's not just about the Ducati being fast. It's about racing instinct, about experience, about how to handle pressure in crucial moments. And Marquez? He's mastered all of that," he added. Bezzecchi's admiration is well-founded. In the 2025 season, Marc Marquez once again demonstrated the form of his prime. After recovering from various injuries that had disrupted his career, he now appears more mature, more patient, yet still ferocious when needed. For many young riders like Bezzecchi, Marquez is not just a rival on the track but also a role model. "I don't think any other rider can combine speed, strategy, and aggression in one package. If you want to beat Marquez, you have to be perfect from start to finish. And today, I'm not at that level yet," Bezzecchi concluded with a bittersweet smile. Bezzecchi's statement also reflects that despite the intense competition in the 2025 MotoGP season, there is one name that remains the benchmark: Marc Marquez. And at the legendary Assen circuit, he once again proved that he is far from finished. In fact, he is becoming even more untouchable.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud, it be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't